panels from now. But right now, I'd like to introduce the senior editor of the Portland Mercury, Mr. Eric Henrickson.
There are so many more people than they told me were going to be at this thing. I'm Eric Henrickson. I'm from the Portland Mercury. And like most of you, you guys just cheered the Mercury? Is that It's the first and only time that's ever happened. Like most of you, I'm a huge fan of the Guild, both the web series and the comics. And so when they asked me, they kind of gave me the pick of the panels when they asked me what one I want to moderate. And this is the one I picked. Because the chance to talk with these guys on stage about the comics and the show, I couldn't turn it down. Even when my girlfriend was like, so have you ever moderated a panel before? And I was like, nope, don't care. So let's just get started with these guys. I'm really stoked. I think it's going to be a fun panel. Please welcome Amy Okuda, aka Tink, and Felicia Day, aka Codex of the Guild.
Thank you so much for coming. I love you too. Just you though. Are you can't sit next to me?
Apparently I got the clown chair that everyone else. Nice try.
All right, so can you guys, are these?
Taking notes here?
We're good?
Oh, we're good.
Let's fucking do it.
Mr. President?
Okay. So we're going to start with just a couple of questions I'm going to ask you guys, and I imagine you guys will ramble on and take it in a whole different direction.
That's nice.
Yeah,
You're prejudging us.
We talk a lot. You talk a lot. So do you.
Yeah, so this is going to go great. And then after about 15 minutes, I'm going to open it up to you guys to ask questions. So don't ask any stupid questions.
Penis.
Thanks, Will.
It's very professional.
Aren't you guys glad you came and like waited for hours?
That's not even one of my better drawn leaders.
It's really. Go ahead.
Are you done over there?
Yeah.
He's done.
Okay, cool.
His bit is over.
I'm waiting to see what he's drawing next. I have a hunch what it's going to be. So the first thing I wanted to ask you guys is web show, shown on the web, about people playing on the web, promoted online. All you guys have pretty strong online personas. And then you come here, where it's people in real life, and some of them are dressed up like you. I imagine it's weird, but how weird is it?
I mean, it's not weird.
No, it's awesome.
The judgment thing, Eric. Passive aggressive.
Sorry, weirdos.
It's amazing. Like, this is a show that still is shooting in my garage. We've never paid for like billboards or advertising or anything, and the fact that we have this crazy huge room and like we're being cosplayed with iconic characters, you know, like next to Batman, and like it's just an amazing feeling. It really makes me proud of what I do every day, which is basically do this.
Yeah, at Gen Con last year, a couple came up and they were dressed as Codex and Fox, but the girl who was dressed as Codex was like a fetish Codex. She had built her costume out of like latex and rubber.
That was weird.
If by weird you mean hot.
And there's a Tink here. Are you here? Because you actually look better than this Tink.
Oh, wow.
Really?
As good. It's the best.
No,
Tink
I
you've seen,
agree.
right?
Yes,
No,
I
better.
tweeted it and said that she puts me to shame, but
It's not
say
true.
that. You can't say that. I could say that, but you can't.
Okay, no, you're right.
I'm very offended.
I meant her costume was a higher quality boot than we had on you.
Yes,
I didn't
I
mean
agree.
your face.
I agree.
She's going to be happy to hear that.
Oh God.
Well, it was painted. It was painted purple, and after all the dancing and everything, like there's cracks in my boots already.
Yeah, but
so,
initially they were organically purple. We couldn't find purple boots at the time. This is going on too long, and I'm digging a hole.
All right.
Tracks in My Boots is my Lady Gaga cover band.
I like how when I was like, and then you guys will just kind of ramble and take a
actually
different
do.
direction.
Yeah.
You're like, no, we won't.
Next question, Aaron.
All right. So my next question is for Will and Amy, which is, no offense to you guys, but you kind of play jerks on the show. Lovable jerks, but jerks.
There's nothing lovable about
I
Fox.
wouldn't say I'm lovable either.
Really? Okay, so we'll just go with jerks?
At all, yeah. I would take out the lovable.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry to have offended
No,
you.
it's
with the
okay.
lovable part.
It's okay.
But how much say do you guys have in those? How much say do you guys have in your characters?
0. Felicia Day is a very powerful dictator. She's trying to take over the world and will not listen to what anyone else says.
It's so not true.
I'm just kidding. But I still have 0.
I was talking to Bill Prady about Evil Will Wheaton on The Big Bang Theory, and we were talking about kind of like how he's justified and sort of why he does the things he does. And Prady pointed out that the villain is the hero of his own story. And when and like it seems one of those things that just seems sort of self-evident, but as an actor and as a creator, that's how one has to approach playing a villain character. So Felicia and I we spent a lot of time talking about the Codex and Fox relationship and why Fox does what he does and why she doesn't just tell him, to F off. And there had to be a lot of layers to their relationship so that the audience would believe that these two people would actually like go on a date together and go on a second date together.
Well, so why does he do what he does? What's your secret motivation?
One of the things that we talked about a lot in season 4 was that Fox is just he's kind of a bully, and he kind of commands a room because nobody ever stands up to him. He's not a good leader. He's just the loudest guy in the room. And if someone were to really stand up to him in a way that he perceives to be his equal, then he's going to be really drawn to that. And he just found Codex. That's why he says, "I find you intriguing." And I think it's great when he finally gets his comeuppance, when his uppance comes, if you will, because it's I think it's a really great payoff. He's just, I think at his core, like all douchey guys like that, is just insecure and tries to paper over his insecurities with a lot of intelligent sounding stuff. And like, who wouldn't be attracted to Codex?
Wow, that was a lot more insightful than my answer.
Live up to that.
I can't. It's Will Wheaton. I can't beat that.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay. Well, good try.
Yeah, all right. We can move on. All right. Why am I here?
Because you're pretty. No,
And smart.
and smart. Amy is really smart. We were just talking about like
How
she gets
smart I am.
No, that's true. You have a really high GPA, which people wouldn't necessarily guess, but you're. No, we were talking about sometimes Amy gets flack for being at conventions and not being like a traditional geek. Like she doesn't game as much, in traditional gaming. She might play some casual stuff, and she's very well coordinated, which I can never aspire to. But she's a total gadget freak. So like she was in my room today watching the Apple iPad 2 keynote, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I gotta watch it." So
I was having a conversation with Steve Jobs. To myself, basically.
yeah, exactly. So like that's what's cool about the definition of geek. It doesn't, it's not exclusive. It's inclusive to anybody who's really passionate about something, and that's what carrying over into Tape. Like she is kind of like that. She's definitely a gamer, but she's a gadget geek as well. So.
Okay.
That was insightful too.
Yeah, that was a really good answer. So you didn't have either.
Good thing they're here, right? I don't know anything.
But so, in talking about all the stuff that goes into these characters behind it, you still got episodes that are top out at 5-6 minutes?
I think our longest episode's like 8. It was like a finale episode. So.
Yeah. So that's a lot of stuff to cram in, and these things feel dense. I mean, they're like, it's so hard to watch. I can't figure out everything. But there's a lot going on. Do you guys feel constrained by that format? Do you feel like you want to go beyond that format at some point, or are you in a good spot with where it is?
I mean, it'd be interesting to explore it in different, linked formats. It'd be definitely completely different. It would be different kind of stories we tell, a little bit, more episodic. If we were to expand it into longer episodes. Like I just want to tell the best story in the time that we have and never bore somebody. So like when we shoot a Guild script, it's like 11 pages, but we cut it down to like 7. So like it's traditionally in movies, it's a page per minute. So to me, I think the important thing on the web is to cut it so fast, because when you're watching it on a proportionally small screen, you have that proportional attention span, and you have a mouse at your, you never want somebody to click away like, oh, this is snooze fest. So like it's always like cut faster, cut faster, cut faster.
Are there plans in like the forthcoming season to, when you talk about experimenting with length and going a little longer, is that something we're going to see soon? Or
not for season 5. Season 5, I'm planning that to be similar in construction to the other ones, but we'll see after that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm imagining this will be a question a lot of people are curious about. What can you tell us about season 5?
The only thing I could say is that it will involve a convention of some sort, and it's very fun. I'm excited because the birth of the show and the journey of the show is so tied to conventions, because basically word of mouth is how we've spread and done 4 years of this. So it's really cool to be able to draw upon that and put my characters in the convention world, because it's just so close to my heart. I just love meeting people face to face, just like our guildies met face to face, and there's some really interesting themes. So I'm still writing, so don't ask me more.
And I guess also in terms of format, it's a comic book show, so I think I'm legally obligated to mention the Guild comic, which
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of. It's just phenomenal. Have you guys read this? It's great. So I was going to see, I know there's a Tink comic coming out
The
pretty
13th,
soon, right?
I think.
13th?
You can see a preview of the first 6 pages, and I wrote it when I was up in Vancouver filming Eureka with Will, and so yeah.
Yeah, this is me. Felicia, come on, let's go out to dinner. I can't, I have to write. God!
No fun, Felicia. That's my name. So yeah, I'm really excited about it because we use 6 different artists for the interior, and we have 2 cover artists. So like, it was really fun to experiment with exploring the Tink character, which I didn't want to give a lot away about, and I had to fill 22 pages. And the cool thing, I found like a conceit that I think really works well, and I'm really excited for people to see it because it's kind of the most complex thing I've ever written, and I'm really happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, it turned out great. Are we going to see Fox in any of the upcoming?
In the comics are predating the season 1.
Right, but I'm talking like further down the line.
We don't have any plans to do any comics past the 5 prequel that'll lead us up to the start of season 1. So after that, I'll have to just reevaluate where the comics could go from there. But I definitely want to keep exploring the idea, because I worked really hard to learn how to write comics, and I'm like, you better keep doing that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm done talking to you guys. Should we open it up to questions?
Does anybody care?
Does anybody want to ask anybody anything?
Anybody? There's a microphone in the middle.
There's 3 microphones.
Where?
I learned this yesterday. Monday to
This guy wins the prize. This guy was all right.
Yeah, winner! You get the penis picture.
No, you didn't.
He doesn't get it. I'm sorry.
No.
Wasn't mine to offer.
No, it's not.
I can draw you a penis.
That's the worst looking penis I've ever seen. Oh, wait. Hold on. He needs a hat.
You can put it. He's gonna get a sombrero. A sombrero.
A sombrero? I was thinking like a wizard hat.
Oh, a better wizard hat.
Yeah, he's gonna put on his robe and wizard hat.
All right, there, sir.
All right, thank you.
Anyway,
Lucky you.
I do have a question for you, Felicia, but first and foremost, I want to say, Amy Okuda, happy birthday tomorrow.
Oh, thank you. It's exciting. I get to meet a lot of fans on my birthday, so that's the first.
I forgot it was a birthday. We did a radio interview at BJ Shea, and a guy who works there gave her a birthday card. I was like, oh, it's your birthday? She was like,
I told her like 5 times before we came. We're like, oh my god, we're gonna spend my birthday weekend in Seattle together. And obviously that meant nothing to her.
when you talk, I just look at your pretty face.
Okay, I forgive you.
My question is, actually I had several questions, and I basically just want to sum it up in this one. Are you ever going to write a book on how to do online videos?
That's a very good question. I'm actually inspired by Will's short story that he did, The Hunter, right? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
And your penis is done. Please proceed to the front when you're finished. While I'm answering this, that's a good idea actually. And Will has he did a pay-as-you-go system, so it was really whatever you wanted to donate, and then you would be able to download the PDF that he put together. And I get so many requests, and I just don't have enough time to help everybody, but I would really love to. And doing a traditional book doesn't seem right for online video. And so maybe in the next year, I'm going to put that on my to-do list to be able to do that for people.
Spare time.
Yeah, exactly. I have a bunch of blogs I can put together, so maybe that'll help, like, jumpstart.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. Come get your penis. There.
Thank you.
This is great. All right, let's do a question from over here.
Hi there. I think all three of you have a great track record of picking just amazing projects to work on. Amy, I wanted to ask, how did you get involved with, and do you have any cool stories about Tonight I'm Fracking You?
Well, I got involved in the Guild. I auditioned for it. My manager at the time sent me on an audition for a pilot. And I was like, oh cool, a TV pilot. I've never done that before. It was like my first acting audition, and they loved me, and I think you loved me. I didn't even have a call back, they just like called me, it was like, we love you, we booked you, whatever. I was like, oh cool, and then I found out it was a YouTube video, and it wasn't paid, definitely not a TV pilot, and I was like, wow, this sucks. I had to wake up really early after my senior prom to go to this rehearsal, and I was like, for free, wow, for a YouTube video that I could do by myself. But it was like my first acting job, so I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, you know, I still get to get some experience, it's fine. But thank God I stuck with it, because I would be really mad if some other Asian girl was sitting here. I have a weird, like, competition, like, rivalry with other Asian girls. No, just kidding. But, you know, I have to be the
You guys,
Asian girl.
seriously, I built a steel cage that I just take to the set, just in case. Haven't been able to use it yet.
Tonight I'm fracking you. They shot silly string in my face on accident. What you see there happened on accident. They're supposed to shoot me like in the chest area. And then the producer...
Yeah, by the way, that's what guys always say.
I don't know if I could continue.
That's also what guys always say.
You guys are seeing the classiest panel.
Hello, children.
But anyways, yeah, they accidentally shot me in my face and they wanted to use that take, so I said fine. The end. I said that really fast, so Will can't say anything inappropriate in between.
It's a good story.
Oh yeah, that'll totally stop him. I'm sure
Yeah.
we're safe.
Next.
All right, we got questions over here.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of the Guild, but this question is mostly for Felicia Day. I am also a huge fan of Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog, and and I heard fairly recently that there's going to be a sequel. Do you know anything about that?
There's always fairly recently I heard about a sequel. I'm sorry. It's just, it's literally a question I've heard for 2 years now. And I know, the only thing I could say is that I know that the intention has always been there to create, you know, more things in that world. It's just, you know, okay, Joss Whedon is doing this thing called the Avengers. I mean, how dare he do the biggest movie in existence, okay? So he really needs to get back on it. No, I think he's kind of busy with that thing. And I'm sure, I can only cross fingers that when he's finished with that he doesn't, you know, make it so incredibly successful that he gets to do 5 or 6 more, which would be awesome. And he can fit in Dr. Horrible in between that kind of stuff. But I know that they have stories, they even have a title. I mean, so it was, you know, it's very much in development in their heads. It's just, I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna say the same thing I've said for 2 years.
That's right. Thank you for answering that question.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to the middle.
Hi, I'm the team from yesterday.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hi!
I have 2 questions. One's serious, one's really silly. First is, what are your thoughts on the representation of girl gamers in the gaming community? Do you feel like we're being treated equally? And second, if you could have if you could sleep with or have a winky relationship with any comic book character, who would it be?
Okay, I got that one. It would be Dick Grayson, Nightwing session. Why is that guy so hot? He's hot. I don't know why he's hot, but there's something hot. You know, Bruce is not hot, and then Dick is hot. It's because he's a little humble. I'm gonna breeze by. It's because he's humble, and like I'm just obsessed with the Batman Robin comic. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Didn't bring my phone. That would be the comic book. And you know, I think there's a lot of. I'm gonna keep going. Stop it.